Good morning, everyone. So it's February the 27th, and my mulberry tree out here is showing a good crop. I've had it do that for the past 2 years, and then we'll have a late freeze and frost and wipe it out. And last year I don't think I got 1 or 2 berries off the whole thing. And so anyway, right now I believe it's March 6th. They're saying we're supposed to be down to 32, and so I don't know what I'm going to get this year, but we'll see. I ain't going to count my chickens before they hatch, either in that we're going to have a freeze or frost that's going to wipe them out, or that I'm going to have a good crop of berries. So anyway, this is turmeric that I'd moved out. That's the old one that I had moved out from where the doors down on the south end, so I could open them. And in the video the other day I talked about that's horseradish that has really come up and done well, and the other 2 pots had just been sitting there. But since I did the last video that I talked about it, I'm seeing some sprouts coming up here and a little on this pot, so not too bad right now. Still got 3 big 3-gallon pots of lemongrass to take apart sometime, and I just moved this morning. I moved out the 3 big pots of galanga here that I'm fixing to take apart and see what I've got under there. I cleaned out 2 of the toques of the cratums that I had in the grow blocks. That a couple of them, whenever I pulled them out, they actually had a little bit of root on them, but I chunked them. And those are 3 pots of galanga that I have already started for this coming year. In the past video that I did, the last one, I showed the stevia or salvia here, and it's salvia and pineapple sage, and which pineapple sage is a salvia. And looking at the leaves, this is pineapple sage, and that's a red salvia. And they're so closely related that I figured they're going to cross and what have you. But anyway, I had those were the ones you can see the paper towel in a place or two. You can see it where I didn't bury it very deep. I just put some potting soil in that old tray, and then put the paper towel down on it and sprinkled a little more potting soil over it, and you can see what I've got there. There's hundreds in that tray. And these are the hibiscus. This is going to be a project for the next day or two. I've been rounding up some old potting soil and all that I'm going to put these in cups. I have the pink and the red that I've been sharing the seed, and this is the tea hibiscus. And I've still got to one day get in here and take that pot of mint. There's both spearmint and peppermint in there. And like I said about the pineapple sage, you have to crush a leaf to see what you got, and that's the way it is with the mint back there. I have to crush a leaf to see if it's spearmint or peppermint. Really pleased with the growth that I'm getting. And I moved the Yaba mates out this morning, started pulling them out, and was thinking about letting them dry out and trying to see about shipping them, and then I don't know if I'm going to or not now, because they're loaded with bloom. I hadn't noticed that until this morning, that they have blooms, little buds all over both plants, and so I may hang on to them and see if I can get seed from them or something. My beetle leaf is just really doing well. I'm pleased with that. I had hoped to have already ordered more of them. It's something I really like. I love the flavor of the leaf, and I love the fact that it in the mornings I don't do them all day long because it has the caffeine effect to it that if I eat too many of them, I stay up all night. And for an old man, that ain't real good, so I eat a leaf or two in the mornings. I still have some that I had ordered of the dried leaves, but I can tell a big difference in eating just a fresh leaf. And the little cratums, these are the ones that I potted up after everything was moved in, so the end of October to the 1st of November, and they are really doing well. And since these have been hit with the spray and grow, fertilizer and all, and the micronutrients and everything, they're coming out real well with a lot of new growth. And got to divide up my garlic, darn it, chives. I forget so bad and misspeak. But anyway, these are garlic chives. I don't have any onion anymore. I use the Egyptian walking onions in place of onion chives. And still got a few of the pink and red hibiscus down in here that I had done from root. And trees are really coming back out, though. I'm just amazed at how they branch and everything. You can see new branches coming out all over the place. This is that green Malaysia, and it has some big beautiful leaves on it later in the summer, and these will keep growing out now, which the roof hat over there is up against the plastic, and I've got to get it slid out a little bit so it's not touching for the cold weather next week. But so many of these are already too big for me to try to put them in the box anymore, with all the new growth that's coming on them is so easily broken off, and especially the buds that are up and down the trunks here will just, you can just about breathe on them and break some of them off. They're so tender. And you know, I've said before in some of the other videos, I have 3 mulberries. 2 of them are in the greenhouse here that I ordered, are everbearing, and this one does make more of a tree, where the one with the bigger, sweeter, and which those are the sweetest ones, the little ones. But these big ones over here is a dwarf mulberry tree, everbearing, and it just has some really good berries on it. And mulberries is one thing that I've found that in the greenhouse here, it will still have flavor to it. This tote here is full of some of the cuttings that still had a little life to them. Whether any of them are rooted or not, I don't know, but I've been working on trying to get back in here to where I can take some cuttings off of the moringa, and don't have any more seed. I've debated on whether I was going to do any seed or not, but I do think I'll try to root some cuttings off the moringa back here. And that's pretty much it for here in the greenhouse. I've got little crown of thorns. They go to seed and they fall off, and I've got them coming up in all kind of pots around and about. There's the old part of a drum over there that has some more galanga in it. Got to work to get it out of there. Always something to do. Keeps me trying to push on a little bit better instead of laying around just getting fat. Oh, that's my pregnant onions down in there, and one of them has sent up a flower shoot, and there's some others that I noticed that had some starting. And I'm going to try to get this, my curry leaves. I've got 2 of those over here that I plan on trying to get out in the next day or 2 and get something done with them. And I think it's far enough in the year that they talk about holding off watering during the winter because of root rot. But I'm hoping that maybe it's far enough along that I won't have that problem and I can get them out, get them energized. They had a little bit of spray and grow, but I'm going to try to supercharge them a little bit here and see if I can get my curry leaves to really coming. Been saying in some of the old grow blocks that I was going to go out there to my big rosemary plants and take some cuttings off of them, and it's just one of those things, ain't done it yet. And my Egyptian walking onions, I pulled a few weeds and got a bunch more down in there I need to get out of the tray of them, but they're looking fairly good to start the spring. And got a number of old fig trees that are trying to come back with the rains and everything, and had a incident with ants in these, and they're probably, I started to say they're dead, but I see green on this one. So anyway, everyone have a blessed day.